Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now today I'm going to be covering the whole scoreboarding system that was introduced in a couple of weeks ago. I've been hesitant to actually make this video because it has a potential to be quite a long video and quite exhausting. It has a lot of little bits and pieces to it. So what I'm going to do is, at the bottom you will now see the various parts of the system that I will be covering. So it will also indicate where in my video it actually is. So if you actually want to skip forward to for example, how the testfor command works, just click on the video loading bar, roughly where the arrow is pointing to, where that starts. Okay, what I'm also going to be doing is I'm actually going to break this video into those various chunks as well. So I have this one long video, and then I'll have separate small bits of videos as well, primarily because I really do hate sitting through a 30-40 minute video if all I want to know is how to, for example, add players to a team. Okay, so I am going to jump straight in. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is the objectives. So for the scoreboard, you need to set an objective. Now there's 5 main objectives in no particular order. So first of all, it is death count. So it's how many times you have actually died. Player kill count, how many times you have killed a player. Total kill count, how many times you've killed a player and how many times you've killed a mob. Okay, you've got health, which displays your health, and then you have a dummy variable, or a dummy objective, which is any objective you want. Now with a dummy objective, you can only add points via commands. It's not like health or any of the others where you have an action that causes that. So first of all, let's have a look at the death count. So I'm just going to activate the death count. Okay, and I have not actually died yet, so if I now go kill, okay, first of all you will see that I have died. Of course I have died. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, so I have died. So on the right hand side you'll now see that I have a death count of 1. Okay, so that's how many times I've died. So let me just put spawn point. Okay, so I'll just put my own spawn point. So if I die again, okay, you'll see I now have a death count of 2. So if I now, for example, say game mode 2, and I say, you know what, Geronimo, whoosh, just take a long leap. Okay, you'll see my death count is now set to 3. Okay, so that's death count. I really don't need to say much more about it. Next, oops, this is the team. So next we have player kill count. So if I set this up, this is how many times I actually kill other players. So if I grab a sword, Cerseus is hanging around. I think he's busy crafting stuff. So he's hanging around. So if I grab myself a nice sword, okay, I saw him somewhere. Oh, there he is. So he's not actually looking at the moment. Okay, so if I just quickly give him a kill and then drop him off. First of all, you'll see that Cerseus was slain by Dragnos, and you'll see I now have a player kill count of 1. Okay, if I now, for example, spawn a mob, so let's just say, what are we going to kill? Let's kill Skelly. Okay, so if I spawn a skeleton, and I now kill the skeleton, let's just go up, let's go up, I like going up. Okay, so Cheerio Cerseus, we've had enough of you now. So if I now spawn I got it on peaceful, so difficulty 1. So if I spawn a Skelly and I now kill it, okay, you'll see that my score does not get updated. Now it's not because it burned to death before it died by burning. It's because I've got player kill count on. Now total kill count is if I kill a player, it'll give me a 1 on the side. So this, you'll see I've got 3 here because I killed Cerseus, plus I killed 2 mobs. So even though it wasn't actually turned on, it was running in the background because I was playing with it before. So if I now kill the skeleton, you'll now see my total kill count has gone up to 4. Okay, so that's kind of useful. Next is my health. So you'll see that Cerseus is dead, so he's got a health of 0. I have a health of 20, so 20 is full health, and 0 is death. Now it's important to note that health is a read-only variable. So what that means is you cannot actually add or remove health with commands. It's not like kill count or any of the others where you can actually have a command that adds a kill or removes a kill by just running the command. So health is you can't do that. Right, and then last we have dummy, which is by far for me one of the most useful objectives that you can have at this stage. Because what it really does is it allows you to create any kind of variable you want and use it in any way you want. And the only way to actually add or remove points from that particular score is to actually use add or remove dummy points. So if I just hit this, okay, you can see I've got add dummy points. So if I hit this button, I've got it set up to add 10 points. Okay, so by every time I click the button, it'll add. And then I've got one set up here, which is remove dummy points. So it removes 1. So every time I click on it, it removes 1. Now this can be anything you want, and you can use it in any way. And one of the main reasons I'm making this video now is because I'll be using this dummy points in a lot of videos moving forward. Okay, so that is your 5 basic objectives that you have. Okay, so next we are going to set up a scoreboard. Now the way the scoreboard works is that first of all you need to tell Minecraft that you are about to create a scoreboard. Then you want to actually tell it that you want to create an objective, that you want to actually add the objective. Next you need to give it a name that you will be using for this particular objective. Though it does not need to be death count. I've just used death count here as an example, so it can be player underscore deaths. Okay, now there can be no spaces in this. Then you need to say what the objective is. So first of all, as I said, scoreboard objectives, add the name for the objectives. So this is a name you will be using that the player will not see. Next you need to tell it what the actual objective is. In this case it's death count. And then you need to give it a friendly name, a name that will be displayed to the player. So this is let's say your underscore deaths underscore noobs. Okay, done. Right, so this is then kind of setting it up so that you can now add that to the game memory, if you want to call it that. So, and it works exactly the same for all of the other ones. So it works exactly the same for player kill count. So instead of saying death count here, you will have player kill counts. So this will be player kill counts, and you'll probably hear player kills and I'm kicking your ass kind of thing here. The same for total kills, total kill count. You'll have exactly the same. You'll change the player deaths to whatever the name is you want. Then you'll need total kill count, and you'll have a friendly display name. And then last you have health, or not last, second to last, you'll have health exactly the same and dummy exactly the same. So for example, when I go for dummy, I can go scoreboard objectives, add. Now what I'm going to do, this is going to be, for example, a game var. So this is a game variable. The objective is dummy, okay, and the friendly display name is whatever it is you're wanting to achieve at that stage. So I just tend to call it game var. Okay, right, don't know if I'm actually confusing you guys at all. Right, so that is how you will then set it up. So you'll just hit the button and you'll then see that it says added new objectives, player death successfully. Okay, so it's added player underscore death successfully. Then the next thing you want to do, and this is how when we move into how to actually display the scoreboard, that you can display it in 3 ways. Okay, the first one is the sidebar, which is what you can see on the side here. So what you want to do is you want to go scoreboard objectives, so it's the same as the first one, set display sidebar. So we're going to set whatever comes next on the sidebar, and then what did we say, what did we call this? Let me just quickly see what I set this as. This was player deaths. Okay, so it was player underscore deaths. Okay, done. So if I hit this button, I should now on the right hand side, when I die, see it. So let me just do a kill. There we go, respawn. And this should now actually explain to you how this works as well, because now you'll see your death noob Dragnos 1. Okay, so this is the friendly display name, and then that is the variable and the one you would use in the command blocks. Okay, so for the same would be for player. So let's do total kill. So what I'm going to do is with this total kill one, I'm not going to actually set it to the sidebar because there's three displays. There's a sidebar, there is a list. Okay, done. So if I now do, oopsie, if I now do this again, if I hit the tab key, you'll now see it displays my total kill count. Okay, right, and then next you have it below player name or below name. So the last one you can do is set display to below name. Oopsie. Now it's very important that you use the uppercase and lowercase exactly as it is. Right, so if I do this now, it should now set my health to below player name. So I need to actually see if yeah, there we go, Cercius has joined me. So now if you see, if I hit Cercius, his health is displayed above his name. So this can be anything. At the moment I've got health, but you could set any of the other variables to display above their name. Okay, so that is the 3 display methods that you can use. Okay, right, so next I'm going to show you how to actually add and remove points. Now the add and remove will work exactly the same for all of the variables except, or objectives, except for health. So when I go to dummy, you'll see that I've got dummy, I've got 17, so I'm just going to reset the score. So when I add a point, it gives me 10, right? So if I click on the command, it's very straightforward. So first of all, it's a scoreboard, players. So this time we start using the players variable. Add for any player who's within a 5 block radius of this button or of this command block, use the dummy objective and give them 10. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then the same for the remove is just exactly the same. Scoreboard, players, remove, add player who's within 5 blocks, dummy 1. So remove from the dummy objective 1. Okay, so that really is how you would do that. If you wanted to, for example, let's just set which one shall we do? Death count. I now just need to change this to player deaths and add, and then you'll see if I hit it, it'll actually add to my player deaths. And if I now kill myself, so you'll see I'm 31, I'm now 32. Okay, so it can either now control it by adding or removing. So I can then remove as well and say player underscore deaths 1. So every time I hit this now, it should now, well, there we go, you'll see on the right hand side it now removes a death. Okay, so that is really how you will add and remove yeah, the points. Okay, so what you can also do is set a player's score. So what you can do is you can, for example, say set all players' score to, for example, 0. So it kind of resets everybody. So if I hit this, you'll see that it's set, says here at the bottom, it said Dragnos to 0 and Cercius to 0. Or I can do 100, for example. Okay. And you'll see that at the right it now said Cercius to 100 and Dragnos to 100 because Cercius is still running around somewhere down there. Okay, so that's how you can then set it. I have a PvP map where I actually set players' score to begin with. It's a last man standing, so I set their total kill count, or actually no, player kill count to a particular score, and then I add and remove as it is. Right, and then we have reset all score. So what this will do is it'll actually reset and remove all players from everything. So every one of these that I have set up, it will remove the players from. So if I hit that, you'll see it'll just completely disappear on the side. When I do the shift, the tab, the list has been cleared as well, all scores removed. Right, and how this works is scoreboards, players, reset at all. So you can do all, or you can do player, yeah, which will be the closest player, or you can do random, or you can do a particular person, like so. Right, so how do you use the testfor this scoreboard? It's exactly the same command as always, the testfor, but what is new is that you need to have score, and then you need to have the objective, and then you need to have a value for that objective. So in this case, score underscore dummy equals 10. So what this means is that if I've got a score up to 10, it will activate. So it's 0 to 10, minus 1 million to 10. So as long as it's under 10, it will activate. The moment I go over 10, so for example, the moment I hit 20, you will see it turns off. Okay, so the moment I go under 20, it turns off. But what you would have noticed is I actually now have another one running. Score underscore dummy underscore minimum equals 10. So I need to have a minimum of 10 levels. So you'll see this light is turned on. So if I clear my score, right, that light will go off. If I give myself 10, the light will go on because I am now 10. But if I remove a point, you'll see that the light will actually go off because I am not on level 10. Okay, so this one has gone on because I am not gone off because I'm not on level 10. This one has gone on because I've not yet reached level 10. Then I have the other one where I actually use both commands. So you'll see what I've got here is score underscore dummy equals 9. So I need to have a score up to 9. Okay, and then I have to have, and then the next one says score underscore dummy underscore minimum needs to be 9. So this is if I want to test for exactly for 9. So if I want to say, if for example I want to make sure that when somebody actually gets 9 kills, I want to do an action, this is how I would do it. Score underscore dummy equals 9, score underscore dummy underscore minimum equals 9. So this is exactly 9. So if I go back here, I add 10. Okay, both will be on, and if I take one away, only the one will be on. Right, now you're not just limited to actually using those variables. You can, for example, see over here I'm actually using coordinates. So you'll see over there, over here I have a blue block. So what I've set up is that if I am in one radius from that blue block and my score for dummy is a minimum of 10. Okay, so I need to go and get myself some more points. And I am in adventure mode, the light will go on. So if I now just turn on this clock, just turn on the clock. If I now stand on this, you'll see the light won't go on because for one, I'm not in adventure mode, and for two, my score is not 10. So if I now clear my score, give myself some 10, okay, you'll now see that the light still doesn't go on because I need to be in game mode 2. Okay, the moment I now walk on, there we go. See, right, so this is now using coordinates plus the dummy, the score plus the game mode I'm in. Okay, so next is the actual team. So we're pretty much almost done. So first of all, you need to actually add the team into the system. Now, as far as I can tell, you can have quite a number of teams. I've done about 6 so far without problem. Right, so to add a team, you'll say scoreboard, teams, add. Now, red is the name that I'm going to be using in reference, and the next is the player friendly name or the display friendly name. Okay, so this can be anything. This can be team Dragnos or whatever team you want. But for me, I like to use colors. So I've got a PvP map where I use various colors, and this is how I kind of did it. So if I hit the button, it'll now add it. So you'll see at the bottom, added new team red successfully. So I mean, we can change this, and we can now, for example, say let's add the blue team. Okay, and we just call them the blue team. Right, and if I do done, if I hit that, it'll now say it's successfully added the blue team. Okay, so you can add any number of teams on here. The next is how to remove a team. So it's exactly the same. So where this one is add, when you want to remove it, you just say scoreboard teams remove and then the team name red. Okay, so you'll see, you'll change that to remove. So if I now hit this, it'll say at the bottom it's now removed the red team. Okay, but because I'm actually using the red team as my test for all of this stuff, I'm just going to re-add the red team. Done. Okay, there we go. Right, now the next what we need to do is actually add a player to the team. So we've set up the team, we're able to remove it if we want to, but we've set up the team, and now we're going to add a player. To do that, we go scoreboard, once again, teams, then we're going to go join, which team to join, which is the red team, and who to join. So at this what I've got here is at player, so it's the closest player to this particular command block. But you can have anything. You can have radius equals 5, for example. You can have coordinates. You can have whatever the parameters for player is, you can have in here. Okay, so if I do this, you'll see that I have now been added one player to team red Dragnos. Okay, right, so that's how you would do that. The next, you've got remove. So you've got scoreboard teams leave the red team and the closest player. So once again, I can go equals 5, so I have to be 5 blocks away from this, so it will remove me. So you'll see at the bottom there, player removed from the team. Now you'll see on the right hand side, my name is still, oh, there goes Cercius. Bye bye, Cercius. You'll see on the right hand side, my name is still white because I haven't actually changed the color yet. Right, next you can actually remove all players from the red team. So if I hit this, it will remove all players, but I wasn't actually in the team. So let me just add myself, and if I do this, you'll see that removed all 1 players from the team red. Okay, so I'm just going to add myself again. And to do that, it's very straightforward. Scoreboard teams empty red. Okay, so the red is, once again, just to make sure it's the red that I used over there. It can be any name. Right, then you have 2 options for the team. First of all, you can actually set a team color. So this is scoreboard teams option red. So this is the team. For the red team, I want to change the color to red. So if I hit this, you'll immediately see that my name has now turned red because I am in the red team. If I get removed from the team, you'll see that it's gone back to white. If I add myself, I go back to red. Now this can be pretty much any color. I mean, I can make this green, for example. Okay, and you'll see it'll change my name to green. I can make it gold. I mean, there is a gold as well. Right, there we go. And the moment that I clear it, I'm no longer gold. Okay, oh, I removed myself. There we go. Right, and then the last one is team options friendly fire. So what you can do is actually set friendly fire to true or false. So that just means that I can't hit somebody who's in my team. So if it's false, I can't hit my team member with a sword or an arrow or with my fists. But if it's set to true, it means that if I do shoot a team member, I can kill him. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, and there you go, it's set to false. Okay, so how to use the testfor command for the teams. Now this is pretty much straightforward. You can really only kind of do one, is team equals red. Okay, so testfor any player that, or the closest player who is in team red. So because I'm not in team red, this is not active. So if I add myself to team red, so have a look at the red over there. No, sorry, have a look at the light over there. You'll see it goes on because I am now in team red. Okay, the other one you can do is testfor any player who's not in team red. Okay, so because I am in team red, that is turned off. So if I remove myself, so I have watch that light. When I remove myself, it now goes on. Okay, then I have one here who says that test for team red if I'm in mode 1. Okay, because I'm not in team red at the moment, so it's not on. So let me just add myself. So where we go, add myself. This one goes off because now I am in team red. So this little exclamation mark sets it to negative, and you'll see I am now flagged as being in team red. However, it says I have to be in mode 1, so I have to be in creative. So if I change my mode to game mode 2, that'll go off because I'm no longer in game mode 1. Okay, so I'm just going to go back into creative. Right, and then last but not least, I've got another test over here which just says anybody who, so I've got a green spot over there. So if I'm on that particular coordinates, 1 block away from those coordinates, and I am on team red, turn on this light. So I'm in team red, okay, and I'm 1 block away. There we go. Okay, so this is how you use the testfor command for the teams. Okay, so how do we tie it all together? How do we use the full width and breadth and test for the full width and breadth of the scoreboard? So I've got one set up here that says if I'm 1 block away from these coordinates, my score for dummy is at least 9 points, which you'll see on the right. I'm 8, so I'm not 9, so I must have a minimum of 9, and I should be on the red team. It will light up this light. So let's have a look. So I am on the red team. As you can see, I am on the red team, but I've got a minimum score of 8, so it won't light up. So if I now just give myself 18 points, there we go. Okay, so that works. So if I now remove myself from the red team, remove, okay, this will no longer work. See, no longer works. Ta-da-da! And that is how you tie it all together. Okay, add player. Cool. And now, yeah, if you've got any comments, if you want to know anything else, yeah, leave it in the description. I'm going to be adding all of these commands that I used here into the description at the bottom. So if you're wondering which one I used, check it out at the bottom. Okay, cool guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, I will check you all later.